Hello y'all, this is the Hearts of Iron 4 mod Age of Imperialism. It takes place in a world where the Great War never happened. Instead, there was a series of local wars which ultimately, among other things, established the United Kingdom, Germany, and Russia as the dominant imperialist powers of Earth. This modification start date is January 1st, 1931, and on the select country screen we have a few featured nations here, and they are the United States of America, the French Republic, the German Empire, the United Kingdom, the Russian Empire, the Kingdom of Italy, the Archduchy of Austria, the Empire of Japan, the Kingdom of Spain, the Balkan Federation, Mexico's government, the Cristeros government, the Kingdom of Poland, the Empire of China, Qing China, the Republic of China, the Portuguese Republic, the Dominion of Canada, the Dominion of South Africa, and the Dominion of Australasia. Let's see what features Age of Imperialism has, and we'll go to the political tab, and here we can see the ideologies as well as the government and the companies and the military staff. It looks like the government and the military staff and a little bit of the law section here has been expanded, but first we'll start with ideologies, and they are integralism, reactionism, conservatism, liberalism, socialism, and communism. And let's go to laws now. And we have economy law, and then there is, of course, the trade law, the conscription law. We have cultural and religious policy. Then there is external policy, which is interesting. And the government system is consisting of different advisors for different positions in the government, such as the head of government, the interior minister, the foreign minister, the economy minister, the education minister, the minister of war, and wait, is that a meme? I don't know. The libertarian guy? I don't know. And the head of information and propaganda. And these positions I don't think are so easily changed, and you can only get certain members in the government depending on their ideology. Well, the ruling ideology of the country, I guess, potentially, or maybe no. I don't know for sure, but either way, let's go on to the military staff now. And here we have the chief of the army, the chief of staff, the staff planner, the head of department, the chief of the Air Force, the chief of the Navy, and the chief of military intelligence. And this mod does have a reworked user interface. It's supposed to be going for an Art Deco kind of inspired look, and it does also feature, well, it has enhanced map textures apparently, so that's nice, I guess. And let's go to the research tree now, or the tech tree, and here we can see that the infantry portion of the tree has been changed a little bit, and it notably goes up only to 1940. That is when the last tech can be acquired. I mean, this mod does, it starts in 1931, so it's not too surprising. And let's go down. We have motorized rocket artillery, Amtraks and mechanized, well, amphibious, I guess just amphibious tractor battalions. You have armored cars like in Vanilla HOI4. And an interesting thing here is the special forces, mainly because Age of Imperialism has some kind of special forces unit called Legionnaires, and I guess they fight better in deserts and rivers and jungles, I think. And let's go over to support companies now. This looks just like Vanilla HOI4 generally. Armor looks about the same too. Artillery does as well. We have naval. Okay, naval support, yes. Air seems about normal, like in Vanilla HOI4. Engineering, like in Vanilla HOI4. Industry, like in Vanilla HOI4. And then we have camouflage, specialized equipment, and more. And this is a whole new part of the tech tree. And we have soldier uniforms here. Then we have special equipment for support companies, and that gives buffs to our support companies, unsurprisingly. And there is, what is this? New achievements of civil technology, and this also gives boost to our units. And we have vehicle camouflage. Very nice. And that just helps out our vehicles and tanks and armor mainly. And well, tank and armor variants really. And that was the tech tree. And I'm going to start going over the countries of this world now. We'll start in Africa, then maybe go over to South America. Beginning in North Africa, we have the Sultanate of Morocco, which is a subject of the German Empire. There is the United Kingdom, who controls Gibraltar and Tangier. In northern Morocco, there is French North Africa. They're a subject of the French. The Kingdom of Italy is in Libya. And then we have the Kingdom of Egypt. They're a puppet of the British. And going south, we have the, UK and the Sudan. There's the Empire of Ethiopia. They're part of the Soyuzniki faction, the Russian faction. We have the Kingdom of Italy in Somalia and Erta. There's British Somaliland. Alright, and going more toward West Africa, we have German we have German Africa. There's United Kingdom, German Africa again in Dahomey, and there is the Republic of Liberia. And heading down south into Central Africa, we have the Belgian Congo. Then there is Portuguese Angola and Mozambique. What is this? Italian Madagascar. Fascinating. And there is the Dominion of South Africa, who is a subject of the British. They're a dominion. And let's go over to South America now. And we'll go from the south to the north. And here is the Argentine Republic, the Oriental Republic of Uruguay, the Republic of Chile, the Republic of Paraguay, lots of republics here, the Republic of Bolivia, the Republic of Peru, the Federative Republic of Brazil. Are these all republics? I guess so. The Republic of Ecuador, the Republic of Colombia, and there is the Republic of Venezuela. And we have the Netherlands, the UK, and the German Empire in parts of Suriname and Guyana, and just in that part of South America. And going over to Australia, we'll make our way through Australia or Australasia, and then go into Asia, then Europe, and then go across the Atlantic into North America. So that's the plan. Here's the Dominion of Australasia. They're a subject of the British, and they control New Zealand, parts of Polynesia, and this area, Papua here. And the Germans are in Papua as well. And we have, beyond that, the Dutch East Indies in Indonesia. They're a subject of the Dutch, unsurprisingly. The United Kingdom is in North Borneo and Singapore. We have the USA. They directly control the Philippines, it looks like. German Asia is in Indochina. And that's quite the situation there. They're a subject of the Germans. There's the Kingdom of Siam. And let's talk about China for a bit. We have the Republic of China here. They're part of the League of Nations faction. Then there is the Empire of China, who's part of the Reichspakt faction. That's the German one. And we have Qing China, who's part of the British faction. So all of these major, these rivals in China, all claiming to be the legitimate government, are all part of a very powerful faction in a way. Then we have the Empire of Japan, and they are part of the British faction. Protectorate of Mongolia, subject of the Russians. There's Protectorate of Uyghurstan. They're a subject of the Russians as well. And going south into the Indian subcontinent, and all the puppets in this mod seem to be color-coded almost. There's the Tibetan Confederation, puppet of the British. The Dominion of Nepal, puppet of the British. We have the British Raj, subject of the British. With a name like that, that's no surprise. Then let's go into the Middle East and, Central Asia. And here is the Kingdom of Afghanistan, who is just surrounded by Russian and British puppet states, it looks like. And going north of them, we had Protectorate of Bukhara, subject of Russia. There's the Sublime State of Persia. They're a puppet of Russia. Then in Anatolia, it looks like, the Caucasus, a good portion of that is, basically all of it's controlled by the Russian Empire. Then we have the Protectorate of Anatolia. No Ottoman Empire anymore in this timeline by 1931, it seems. And in, say, Arabia. We have British Mashriq here in Iraq and part of Syria. Then there is the British Levant in, say, Jordan, Palestine, and Lebanon, and parts of what could be considered Western Syria. And then there is British Central Africa, which British Central Arabia, which controls all of Arabia, almost. And I should point out there is the Free City of Constantinople, which controls portions of Anatolia as well as Constantinople, and they are guaranteed their independence by the UK, Greece, and Russia. And let's talk about Europe now. And we have the massive Russian Empire, who leads the Soyuzniki faction, which translates to English to allies, I believe. And so it's basically the Russian allies. That's the name of the faction. There's Russian Finland and Scandinavia with the Duchy of Pribaltica, subject of Russia. There's the Kingdom of Poland. They're a puppet of Russia. Let's talk about the Balkans. Going to the Balkans, there's the Kingdom of Romania, the Balkan Federation, which looks like Serbia, Montenegro, and Bulgaria combined into one state. There's the Kingdom of Greece. We have the Kingdom of Italy, who's in Albania and in Dalmatia, I think. And we have now I might as well cover the Austrians. We have the Archduchy of Austria, and they have several subjects, and they are the Kingdom of Hungary, the Kingdom of Croatia, the Free City of Trieste, and the Czech Kingdom. And all these 4 different countries here are effectively subjects of the Archduchy of Austria. Then I'll go over Scandinavia briefly, and here there is the Kingdom of Sweden. They're a member of the Reichspakt. Kingdom of Norway, not in a faction. There is the Kingdom of Denmark, and they are in the Reichspakt, and they control Greenland and Iceland, although I think some other countries in Greenland as well. There is the Kingdom of Norway. They're interesting. And let's cover the German Empire. They lead the Reichspakt faction, which translated to English means the Imperial Pact, and that is a pretty globe-spanning faction, and that's not surprising considering in this mod's lore, by 1931 they are one of the major powers of the world. And going south to the Mediterranean, we have the Swiss Confederation and the Kingdom of Italy. And going back up toward Western Europe, there is the French Republic and the Kingdom of Belgium, the Kingdom of the Netherlands. We have the Kingdom of Spain in the Iberian Peninsula, and there is the Portuguese Republic. Did they take Galicia from Spain in this timeline? I guess they did. And across from France, across the English Channel, we have the United Kingdom, and they lead the Commonwealth of Nations. Pretty large faction that matches the Soyuzniki and the Reichspakt and its power, I would say. And they control all of the British Isles, basically, and Ireland in its entirety. And going across the Atlantic now, we have the Dominion of Canada. Then there is the Cristales government, which is in a civil war. Mexico's in a civil war in this mod, and that's between Mexico's government and the Cristales government, and that's between the reactionist ideology followers and the socialist followers, I guess. And then we have the Federation of Central America. There is British Belize or British Honduras, and there's the Republic of Panama. They're a puppet of the USA, subject of the USA. Then in the Caribbean, we have the Republic of Cuba. They're a member of the League of Nations, the United Kingdoms, and Jamaica. We have the Dominican Republic and the Republic of Haiti, who's in the American faction. And let's go over to USA now. And the United States of America in AOI is led by Herbert Hoover in 1931, by the start of 1931 anyway. And the USA leads a faction called the League of Nations. And this has been Age of Imperialism. You can check the mod out in the video description. The link to it is there. What do you think of it? Tell me in the comments section below. And after you do that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications.